Hello students, I am Dinesh Sharma, Associate Professor from Department of ATC, VIT Durg. Today I will be telling you regarding the subject of data structures using C++. C++ is a very interesting programming language and we will be learning simple programs, how to make simple programs using C++ programming language. So to start with, C++ is object-oriented concept of programming. That is, we deal with objects and the objects interact with each other by sending messages to each other. So what is the basic thing here is classes. We define classes and we define objects of some particular type of class, and classes has inbuilt member functions, and through the objects we can call the member functions, and the member functions can interact with each other using the objects. So what is a class? Class is a blueprint representing a group of objects which share some common properties and behaviors. It's a user-defined data type which has data members and member function. So what are data types in C? Data types यानी integer, character, boolean, float. These are all data types. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, हम लोग C++ में एक user-defined data type बनाएंगे जो कि एक class type से define होगा. उसके अंदर डेटा मेंबर्स भी होंगे और मेंबर फंक्शंस भी होंगे. तो जो क्लास के अंदर मेंबर फंक्शंस डिफाइन होंगे उनको हम ऑपरेट कर पाएंगे यूजिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट्स. So this defines what an object will consist of and what operations can be performed. Data members are the data variables and member functions are the functions used to manipulate these variables. जो member functions मैंने आपको बताया जो object के थ्रू ही हम लोग कॉल कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. So using the member functions we can access the data, that is the private data of the class, and we can use these functions. Therefore it's called object oriented programming language because we can call these functions along with the objects and the objects interact with each other. Together the data members and member functions define the properties and behavior of the objects in a class. So that is the example. If we are having a class of cars, तो बहुत सारी कार हो सकती हैं अलग अलग नाम से, अलग अलग ब्रांड से, और कुछ कॉमन प्रॉपर्टीज होंगी सभी कारों में, जैसे all of them will have 4 wheels, speed limit, mileage, range, etc. So here car is a class and wheels, speed, limits, mileage, and these are the properties, that is these are the data types, and the data members are speed limit, mileage, etc. and member functions are to apply brakes, increase speed, and so on. So this is the basic concept of classes and objects. As we will be doing the programming, as we will be going into the programs, you will be learning how to declare a class, how to define a class, and how the objects can be created of some particular type of class, and how the objects interact with each other, how to call the functions, member functions with the objects, and how to deal with all the programming techniques used in C++ language. So some of the programs we will be studying in this video are, first program is write a C++ program to create database of 2 students with their name, branch, semester and class roll number. तो इसमें क्या करेंगे, हम लोग एक डेटाबेस बनाएंगे जिसमें सिर्फ 2 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे, उनका नाम, ब्रांच, सेमेस्टर और रोल नंबर हम यूजर से एंटर कराएंगे और उसी डिटेल्स को हम लोग प्रिंट करेंगे. दिस इज अ वेरी सिंपल प्रोग्राम. इट विल बी यूज्ड टू लर्न हाउ टू डील विद क्लासेस एंड ऑब्जेक्ट्स. नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम हम लोग जो बनाएंगे उसमें हम लोग डेटाबेस बनाएंगे स्टूडेंट्स का, पर यहाँ पर डेटाबेस में सिर्फ 2 स्टूडेंट्स नहीं होंगे. यहाँ पर जितने स्टूडेंट्स यूजर रिक्वायर करेंगे, यूजर चाहेगा उतने स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा हम लोग एंटर कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पर हम एक छोटा सा कैलकुलेशन भी करेंगे परसेंटेज का बेस्ड ऑन द मार्क्स ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स. थर्ड प्रोग्राम जो हम लोग बनाएंगे उसको हम लोग इनलाइन फंक्शन यूज करके बताएंगे. इनलाइन फंक्शन यूज करके हम लोग एक कैलकुलेटर जैसा कुछ डिजाइन करेंगे जिसमें सम, डिफरेंस, प्रोडक्ट और कोशेंट ऑफ 2 numbers will be computed. Fourth program, in this program we will be using nesting of member functions and we will find out the largest out of 2 values entered by the user. Next one will be again to find the largest number, but now there are not only 2 values, there are now 10 numbers, and out of those 10 numbers we will find the sum of the 10 numbers and the largest out of them. We will be using array within the class concept here. Then next we will be using a function which is having objects as function argument, and using this program we will be adding time given in hours and minutes. Next program will be to use friend function. What is friend function and how to use the friend function, to explain the functionality of friend function. And the last program we will be dealing in this video is to add two complex numbers using friend function. We'll be making a program to add two complex numbers using friend function. We'll be seeing the programs one by one. So this is our first program. See, here in this program what we want to do is we want to have a database of two students and we want to enter their name, branch, class, roll number and semester and then display the same data. So first line is hash include iostream.h. This is the header file which has to be included for every program of C++. Hash include conio.h. Conio is included because at the end of the program we have getch, a function that is included in conio.h file, and this waits for a character entry so that we can see the output of our program easily. So first line we have made a class. This is a class keyword and we have made a class. The name of the class is student. It is having two private data members, that is name and branch. Both are string of type array of characters. Then there are two integers, that is class roll number and semester. We are having two public functions, public member functions, that is get data and put data. And here we are closing the class declaration. Class declaration is complete over here, and after that always we have to put a semicolon. Then this is the definition of the member function of the class, that is the first member function is defined over here. So whenever we define a member function outside the class, we have to use this scope resolution operator along with the name of the class. These things are very important when you do programming because the syntax is required in every program. अगर कुछ भी जरा सी भी मिस्टेक होगी इसमें तो प्रोग्राम्स में एरर आएगा. तो देखिए यहाँ पे क्लास का नाम आया है जैसे स्टूडेंट, scope resolution operator and get data function. So here I am defining the get data function. यही get data function यहाँ पे डिक्लेयर किया गया था और यहाँ पर इसको हम लोग डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. ठीक, cout name, name will be asked, branch will be asked, semester will be asked and class roll number will be asked from the user. User will enter the name, enter the branch, enter the semester and enter the class roll number. So this is complete definition of the function, member function get data. Next is put data function. For put data function again we are using in every line we will be putting these values, that is name will be displayed, branch will be displayed, semester will be displayed and class roll number will be displayed. As I told you, it's a very simple program, that is taking the input for two students and then giving the output for those two students. In the main program, first command is clr scr for clearing the screen, and here this is important, s1 and s2 are two objects of type student. तो हम जनरली क्या करते थे, जैसे हम इंट टाइप के दो वेरिएबल्स डिक्लेयर करते थे तो हम क्या लिखते हैं, इंट a कॉमा b. ठीक है, तो इंट वाज ए डेटा टाइप दैट वाज डिफाइंड इन C++ बाय डिफॉल्ट. अभी हमने क्या किया, हमने एक डेटा टाइप बनाया जो कि एक क्लास था जिसका नाम था स्टूडेंट, और उस डेटा टाइप के हमने दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स बना लिए, s1 और s2. उसके बाद हमने स्टूडेंट्स के डेटा एंटर करने के लिए यूजर से बोला, तो एंटर डेटा फॉर टू स्टूडेंट्स कमांड हमने टाइप किया, ये स्क्रीन पे दिखेगा आपको, s1 डॉट गेट डेटा. सो सी हाउ टू कॉल अ member function using object. So here I am using the first object and I am calling the first member function. ठीक है, and here I am using the second object s2 and I am calling again the first member function. Okay, similarly to output, to give the printout, to give the output, the student details, I am calling this member function put data along with the first object s1 and I am calling the same function put data along with the second object s2 and last is get character return 0. Return 0 हमको यहाँ क्यों लिखना पड़ा, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पर मेन प्रोग्राम का रिटर्न टाइप इंटीजर लिखा था. अगर ऐसा नहीं होता तो हम यहाँ पे रिटर्न 0 लिखने की जरूरत नहीं थी. ठीक है, so this is our whole program. Now let us see, try to run this program. I am running this program. See, enter data for two students, B1 etc semester 3 class roll number 5, second student B2, again etc, let the semester be 5th and class roll number be 6th. So these are the display. This is how the student details are displayed. The two student details are displayed. Okay, so this was our simple first program. The second program, let's see the second program. In the second program, we are having a database again, but this time the database is having more than 2 students. Actually, it's having the number of students as per the students, as per the user. User को जितने students का data enter करना है, उतने students का data हम यहाँ पे enter कराएंगे. हम यहाँ पे array of objects का concept use करेंगे. ठीक है? See here we have included IOStream, Conio and standard input output stdio also here. Now here private members are name, class roll number, marks and percentage. Then we are getting the data. For that we are having a function, member function get data. For outputting at a display of data, we are having a member function put data. Then again similar type of definition. This is the name of the class. This is the end of the class declaration. This is the member function definition. We are taking the inputs. Here we are using a function gets for taking the name, because whenever we enter a space between the name, that is if I write my full name, that is Vinny Sharma, there will be a space in between. So space को input लेने के लिए this will be showing some error. So because of that we will be using this function gets, and for using this function gets we have to include here this standard input output stdio.h. ये हेडर फाइल हमने इंक्लूड की है, जिसकी वजह से हम यहाँ पे गेट्स फंक्शन यूज कर पा रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो ये 3 इनपुट्स हमने ली, क्लास रोल नंबर, नेम और मार्क्स. उसके बाद आउटपुट में हमने क्या किया, नेम डिस्प्ले किया, क्लास रोल नंबर, मार्क्स, और हमने फ्लोट में कन्वर्ट किया मार्क्स को, और उसके बाद परसेंटेज कैलकुलेट किया, क्योंकि परसेंटेज पॉइंट्स में आएगा, दैट विल बी अ फ्लोट टाइप ऑफ वेरिएबल. यहाँ पर हमने स्लैश एन सिर्फ नाम के साथ दिया है. क्यों? क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि एक स्टूडेंट का डेटा एक ही लाइन में आए, और उसी तरह से परसेंटेज हम लोग आउटपुट में दे रहे हैं. तो इस तरह से स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा हमने एंटर करवाया और हमने स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा आउटपुट भी किया. ठीक है, मेन प्रोग्राम में देखिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम एक एरे बना रहे हैं दैट इज हैविंग स्पेस फॉर 100 स्टूडेंट्स. So total number of students in this database using this program can be 100. So first of all we are asking from the user enter the number of students. User अगर n enter करता है, जो भी वैल्यू, उतने स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा हम एंटर कर सकते हैं. अब क्योंकि ये जो n वेरिएबल है उतना हमको डेटा लेना है, तो हम यहाँ पे लूप यूज करेंगे. हमने एक फॉर लूप यूज किया सिंपल. i 0 से लेके n तक वेरी करेगा, i++, और हर स्टूडेंट का डेटा यहाँ पे एंटर होता जाएगा with si.getData. See this is an object. Okay, so here अगर मैंने 10 स्टूडेंट्स का डेटा बनाया, तो s1, s2, s3, s4 up to s9, सॉरी s0 से लेके s9 तक का जो डेटा होगा मेरे पास, that will be the they will be the objects. So using those objects I am getting the data. Similarly we are outputting the data using those objects, those 10 objects, that is from S0 to S9. And similarly we are putting the data on the output and using get character for just waiting of the compiler to see for us to see the output, and return 0 again for, because the return type of main function is int. Okay, so let us run this function, run this program. Enter number of students. Suppose I want to enter 3 students. I am entering the data. First student, let it be roll number 4, let the marks be 345. Student 2, I am entering the data, let the roll number be 5, and marks 456. Then student 3, name is B3, class roll number let it be 6, and marks हम लोग इसको दे देते हैं 413. ठीक है, तो ये देखिए डिस्प्ले हो गया. So we are starting the third program. So the third program that we are doing is to design some calculator type of thing where we are finding the sum, difference and product and the quotient of two numbers entered by the user. The name of the class here is operation. There are private members a, b, sum, difference and multiply of type integer. There is a variable d, y, v of type float. These are private data members. Among the public member functions, we have get data, add, subtract, multiply and divide. All of these are inline functions. Inline functions are those functions whose line of code gets inserted wherever that function is being called. It reduces the overhead time. तो इनलाइन फंक्शन का ये यूज़ होता है कि जो ओवरहेड टाइम होता है जिस बीच में कंपाइलर को मेन प्रोग्राम से फंक्शन में जाना होता है और फिर वापस मेन प्रोग्राम में आना होता है फंक्शन एग्जीक्यूट करने के बाद, वो टाइम अवॉइड करने के लिए हम लोग इनलाइन फंक्शंस यूज़ करते हैं. ठीक है, तो इस प्रोग्राम में हम लोगों ने इनलाइन फंक्शन यूज़ किया हुआ है. ओके, सो लेट्स गो थ्रू द प्रोग्राम. So this is the declaration of the class. Then this is the first member function, that is get. See here I am using the name of the class. I am using the keyword inline because it's an inline function. Here the first number is being entered by the user. Second number is also being entered by the user. Here we are writing a line, a comment like this. If we want to perform division, second number should not be 0, because if the second number is entered at 0, the program will be hanging and there will be error in the program. The second member function is add, and this member function is again of the class operation, therefore the name operation. This is again an inline function. Here we are simply adding. Sum is a variable which is having the value a plus b, and sum is we are giving the output. Then we are using subtraction, that is another member function of the same class operation. Here we are subtracting the two numbers, and then there we are using multiply, that is again another member function, and there is one more member function, divide. Now here in divide member function, we have to convert this into float, because whatever we will be getting as the division output, that will be a value in points, in decimals. So therefore we have to convert it to float. See here, in the last program, I think you may have seen that when we calculated the percentage, the decimal points was having 5 or 6 digits. So this is a function that can be used for setting the number of decimal digits to a particular value. So here I have written set precision bracket 2. So whatever be the result of this particular operation of division, we will be getting the value up to 2 decimal places only. So since we are using this set precision function, so we have to include an header file, that is iomanip, iomanipulation.h. इस हेडर फाइल को इंक्लूड किया है हमने. तो इस हेडर फाइल के साथ ये फंक्शन अटैच्ड है सेट प्रिसिजन. तो इस फंक्शन को यूज करने के लिए हमने इस हेडर फाइल को भी इस प्रोग्राम में इंक्लूड किया है. ओके, so see, all these are inline functions, that is get, add, subtract, multiply and divide. All are inline functions. Okay, so let's go to the main program. In the main program, clear screen is the first command. Then we have taken a variable that is an object of type operation, that is the name of the class. So op1 is an object of class operation, and we are getting the data using op1.get. As you know, always ऑब्जेक्ट के साथ जब हमको मेंबर फंक्शन को कॉल करना होता है तो हम डॉट ऑपरेटर यूज करते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज वी आर creating a variable of type integer, and we are asking from the user enter the choice whether you want to add, subtract, multiply or divide based on the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. This c is an integer value which is entered by the user. So based on the choice of the user, we will be performing addition, subtraction, multiplication or division. In this program, I am using the switch case statement in case of instead of if else, because यहाँ पे 4 ऑपरेशन हमने को करने हैं, तो if else स्टेटमेंट थोड़ा लेंथी हो जाएगा, इसलिए हम यहाँ पे स्विच केस यूज कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, so if the case is 1, that means addition is required, So we are calling this function, that is member function of add. Case 2, that is subtraction is required, we are calling the member function of subtraction. Then case 3 is multiplication, so therefore we are calling multiply. And case 4 is division, so we are calling the divide function. After every function, see, there is a command called break. तो break command से क्या होता है, जो हमारा कंपाइलर है, जैसे ही break command आएगा, break command के बाद ये इसके लूप के बाहर आ जाएगा, यानी स्विच केस लूप के बाहर आ जाएगा हमारा कंपाइलर। ठीक है, तो कोई भी एक ऑपरेशन हो जाएगा तो हमारा कंप्लीट हो जाएगा प्रोग्राम। गेट सी एच यानी हमारा आउटपुट के लिए हमारे लिए वेट करेगा, जब तक हम कोई कैरेक्टर एंटर ना करें तब तक आउटपुट स्क्रीन हम लोग को विजिबल रहेगी।